Your career begins here at Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology, a deemed to be university, a nationally recognized and globally acclaimed destination to accomplish your academic aspirations. The Colonel Dr. JPR Research Park, along with the International Research Center, houses advanced research facilities that have 13 centers of excellence, 10 plus technology transfers, 100 plus patents, 10,000 plus reputed publications. The Satyabama Center for Advanced Studies is a state-of-the-art facility built with the aim to cater to the futuristic aspirations of our students with the aid of a metaverse studio, drone labs, maker's space, media center, advanced characterization facilities, ICT-enabled classrooms, and supercomputing laboratories. The engineering departments are equipped with sophisticated infrastructure, fulfilling the academic and hands-on requirements of our students. The architecture department is furnished with sophisticated design studios and spacious drawing halls, all of which support the learning process of our postmodern generation architects. The Satyabama General Hospital, along with the School of Dental, Nursing, Pharmacy, and Physiotherapy, have advanced clinical facilities. The monumental Central Library houses a diverse collection of books, periodicals, and journals. Additionally, it also has an open-air theatre with a seating capacity of 1,000. The Management, Arts, Science, Law, and Hotel Management departments comprise of all the necessary and required facilities, creating the perfect ambience for our far-sighted students and catering to their skill set needs with the end goal of equipping them to live their dream. Our chain of laboratories with practical exposure equips our students to build a successful career. Our institution has a team of dynamic and outstanding teachers who are ever reachable to our enthusiastic students, promoting the spaces to learn and places to grow. Greenery around the campus greets and accommodates our students, who are the backbone of a developed nation, edging them on to achieve the summits of their success. Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology.
Good morning, all. Ram Kumar, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. You can start.
Okay, Ram Kumar, thank you. Good morning, all. Welcome to Ocean Research Knowledge Series 2026, Day 3. We are celebrating 20 years of research excellence in marine biology, which is organized by Center for Ocean Research and National Facility for Coastal and Marine Research. So it is a 30 plus hours of scientific insights from Center for Ocean Research. And we have launched a MSc Marine Biology 2 years program, and the admissions are open now. And moving on to the today's session, we are having Dr. P. Achyutan here to provide an expert lecture talk on development of grow technology for Indian polychaete worms. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Anu.
Yes, sir. Please share the screen, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Okay, thank you. Um, Good morning, one and all. And today, I would like to give a talk on development of grow technology for Indian polychaete worms. So, just next day, half an hour, I'm going to talk about how we can develop the technology just outside, or we can do it in the tank or anything from the outside, and how we can grow the polychaete. And myself, Achyutan, I'm Assistant Professor, Center for Ocean Research, Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology. So, what are polychaetes? So, as you can see the left side of my slide, there is a picture. You can see the segments. So that's why we call it as marine segment. It has a segment, so that's why it's belong to the annelid family, and there are more than 12,000 species worldwide. Even though we have 12,000 species, but not all of them are not all of them we use it to we can use for culture purpose. So only if you like a handful of species we can use it, like 3 or 4 species, and they are very abundant in coastal sediment. Like if you go to shore, you can find them plenty of them. You can find it. Why that? Because there are less disturbance, and they have lot of what is called as food feed for them. So that's why they grow more in the coastal area compared to the other areas. And they are very important because they give a lot of nutrient, and they give a lot of food to the ecosystem. So in later slide, I'll explain in detail about it. And they are in place in terms of aquaculture. They are very important because they have a protein and the essential fatty acid, what we can call it as PUPA, polyunsaturated fatty acid. It has a lot of polyunsaturated fatty acid, which helpful to improve the shrimp growth and the fish growth. And what are the species, Indian species, major species we can culture? What are the major species we can culture in grow technology, using grown technology? One is Maphoisa madrasi, and Maphoisa species, whatever Maphoisa species, because it grows very like 12 centimeter length, so we can use it that one. And Perinaris, and Perinaris, it's wild known species. We can culture it, and the needy species. And other two, they're not much popular, but still we can use it for culture. And this is the polychaete or life cycle. The left side, first is the fertilized egg, and next one is the tocopore, earlier tocopore, and the metatocopore, and later stage of metatocopore, and early stage of netocyte, and the later stage of netocyte, and juvenile and adult, and it will become egg. It will produce egg, and then again it started. This is the life cycle of polychaete. My next slide, why polychaete is important. If you talk about the ecological point of view, they are sediment turbation. As you can see, my image, there is a lot of pores in the sand. They make the sand like that, so it can water can penetrate inside, and the oxygen can give. This below the sand, you can see the crab which is hiding inside the little bit upside, and the part inside the sediment and a little bit outside. That you can see. Lot of not only the crab, and you can see the shells also, and a lot of ice coats and the hand coats which is are associated around this sand. They're giving the they're holding the water to let the water evaporate, not avoiding water evaporate, so the moisture content remains in the sand. So by making the hole, the water content remains inside the hole and give them moisture environment, as well as the water, each droplet of water, it contains a nutrient. So that can be utilized by bacteria and algae which is associated there. That algae can be feed for polychaete and other associated organisms. And as well as I said, there are food for fishes and crustaceans. And why they economically important? We want to culture. That cultured for polychaete we can give for a shrimp food stocker, which can enhance the shrimp, and they can produce a lot of young ones, and the fishing bite. So usually the fishermen, they take the worms and they go for fishing. And aquaculture feed ingredients, they add the aquaculture well, for fish feed, they add the 20% of polychaete as a feed to make the feeds, and biomedical compound and the pharmaceutical. And if you extract the polychaete, it has a lot of what is called a lot of protein, and which can use it as against the antimicrobial activity and for anti-tumor, because it has the some liquid content which is around the polychaete. We use that liquid content, it builds the holes, with that holes, they live inside the holes, and that liquid substance, we can use that liquid substance to make the anti-tumor, and as well as the polychaete, we can use it for wound healing mechanism. And where are they distributed? They were distributed everywhere, east coast of India, west coast of India, and especially the southern east Gulf of Mannar and Bal Bay. The terrain areas is very abundant and dominant in the Mannar and Bal Bay. They are important, that the first two are very important candidate species. Why they are called candidate species? Because they grow well and they grow very long size. So that's why they call it as the candidate species, and they grow very fast also compared to other species. What is the why we want to develop the technology? If we want to develop the technology, we can avoid the current problems. Wild collection. If we want to, if we want polychaete, we have to go outside collect the polychaete. And over exploitation, people, they go for fishing, they catch a lot of them, and whichever is the bigger one, or those only they pick it, rest of the broken ones and they throw it. So they do a lot of over exploitation. And seasonally availability, they won't available in all season. agriculture and in the outside, we can provide the farming, shrimp farming industry, we can provide them in any season. And the size variation, as I told you, only the bigger size the people pick because if they want to go for fishing and all, only bigger size polychaete fish take them. So that's why they only pick the bigger size. So size variation, we can avoid it. Size variation, the problem is there. And unstable supply, we cannot provide every time the supply. If you farm it, we can provide it every time. And habitat destruction, as you can see, he is collecting the left side, there is an image. He is collecting the polychaete and as well as is disturbing the entire habitat. So if we have the culture, we will not disturb the whole habitat. What we need right now is sustainable production. Like we can maintain the production rate and year wise round. So if we have the culture, we can give the year round availability. Like all the season, we can provide them and standardize this size. If we size the standardized, usually it grows. Sometimes it grows 10 and sometimes it goes up to 15 centimeter. So if we have the 15 centimeter size, that is the standardized size, we can give farming industries and commercial farming. If anyone wants to culture the polychaete, we can farming this. We can go and commercially farming and provide the polychaete. What is our major objective is we have to standardize the grow technology. We don't have a proper technology which we can outside, we can grow it. Still, we are in the initial stage of doing it. So we want the proper standardized technology. If we if we want to have a standardized technology, we need to optimize the stocking density. We should have the proper density of organisms. So like if any shrimp industry, if they we be able to provide them enough quantity. And the standard is the feed. Still, we are providing the feed, but we don't know how much they eat, how much they waste it goes, because a lot of confusion is going on. So still, we have to standardize the feed and improve the survival. Even if you feed also, even if you give the food and standard, if you give the optimum environment and all, they may not grow. So something is missing. So we have to find out that, and if we find out that, we can improve the survivability and maximum biomass. If we give the proper feed and proper environment, everything we give, we can get it the maximum biomass. If we find out the proper technology, so we reduce the production cost and we can scale it up for farming. Okay. How we can, if we call it at any polychaete, it's a candidate species. It should have the fast growth, high survival, high nutrition value, and easy reproduction and high market demand. The recommended species, the mostly recommended species is Morphism medrasi, that is available everywhere. It's fast growth and high survival rate. And next one is Perinase. It also has fast growth and high survival rate. So this is the grow technology. What are the technology we can use it and culture it? One is the earthen ponds, like we can go and culture in the pond. And we can use the FRP tank. As you can see the images, we can do it in the FRP tank. It's very easy and better control. And the raceway system. So we can use one technology. It's called a raceway. So we in that interspection we can do it. Or one more technique, that is the recirculation aquaculture system. With that also we can use it. If we use it, that we can biosecure the polychaete. What are the substrate? Because the organisms, they may not live in the same substrate like the mud. Some species it grow in sand, and some species it grow in mud, and some it grows in clay mixed with the sand. As you can see the image that the morphism, see the first image is it grows only in the clay segment. There's a lot of organic carbon. You can see as it is as black. It has black soil, so it has a lot of organic content. So it lives in the clay, and you can see right below that morphism that terinaries it grows in the sand. And if we culture, it should have a 10 to 20 centimeter depth, and it has a organic matter. It should be 3 to 5%. Before we going to do it, we have to we have to set the technology. Like if you have a FRP tank, we have to first dry the sediment. We are using sediment or clay, we have to dry it, and liming. We have to do it liming on that. First dry it for 2 3 days. We have to dry it, and the liming we have to do 200 to 300 grams. We have to use it per square. And the sterilization, after we liming, we have to keep it in the sunlight so that lime and all evaporates and gives the proper sterilized sediment. After that, we have to fertilize this. Fertilize this, we can use some grains and all. We can put it, and we can make any like any bacteria or algae which can grow on that. What are the temperature it's required? If we want to culture, it's required their proper temperature like 30 and salinity 15 to 35. And DO is very important, and it should have a 5 mg per liter. And pH it should be like 7.5 to 8 point. Ammonia should be very less, and nitrate should nitrate because that the algae should grow. So definitely it need a nitrate. And water exchange. We need to exchange the water weekly, at least weekly we have to exchange the water. That's why that waste everything will comes out. What are the food they required? The natural food we can, as you can see, the microalgae and the bacteria. If we culture in use it to go technology to culture, we can use it fish meal. We can powder it fish meal, and we can use it, and shrimp meal or shrimp feed also we can powder it and give. And as well as the polykit we can lyophilize this, and then we make it as a pellet, and we can give grind, and we can dry it, powder it, and we can give that. Feed we have to give the 1 to 2 times per day. So if we want to culture it based on the different growth technology, if we intensely, if we stock the poly like 200 to 400 grams per square, that also possible. And the semi interns, highly we want to income, like if we intensely we have to go, we can get it normal income. We want to high income, we can go for semi intense culture, like stocking 500 to 1000 worms. And in turn, we can stock 1500 to 3000 worms per square meter. So if these things are all based on the species, what species we are stocking, and what sizes we are stocking, and how far we can extend the water, and how the feed is available. So either we can feed them frequently, like weekly, at least twice. We can feed them based on the feed availability. We have it. So once we stock, and how we can know whether they're growing or not. So we have to weight gain, whether it has a weight gain, and length increment, whether they have lengthwise they have increased or not. And the biomass, we weigh them, they should have proper biomass, which we initially what we got it, more than that we should be there. And the survival rate, how much they survive. If they stock the intensely, if they stock we intensely, at least something should serve like 80 to 90% mortality should not be there. And if we grow or not, we can using the feed conversion ratio. We're using a feed conversion ratio, like total how much feed we are giving divided by the weight. based on this, we can conclude that they are gaining the weight or not. And from wild we collect the sample and the initial minus the final weight. When we after 1 week we have to weigh that. So during that time we'll come to know that from final weight to initial weight and divided by the days, how many days after how many days we are checking their growth, checking their weight. Based on that, we'll come to know whether they gain the weight or not. And what are the tools we can use it as for weighing bells, we can use it, and vernier caliber using to length, breadth of the polykit, we can use it. What are the major problem we face it while culturing? If for poor water quality, if you are not exchanging water quality, it will go bad and so mortality rate will be high. And the bacterial infection, since polycit is a vector to carry the pathogen. So once it's carry the pathogen, and this pathogen, if we give it to the shrimp or fish, that may get some diseases. So what we have to do first, how we can harvest. First, we have to hand collection. As you can see, the picture is collecting this uh, uh, polykit in sand. We have to collect this. So if we have to take the fish and we have to give the spray. We have to spray on the sediment. For the fish smell, they comes out and so we can pick it out. That is ant collection. After the collection, we have to sieve it. So he is draining the water as well as we can sieve it manually, as well as just we can drain. If we have lot of sediment in the collection tank, in the collection container, so we can sieve it. Since he has in the image, since he has lead sediment, so just draining the water. After that, we have to pour harvesting. What we have to do? We have to wash it if we want to export or if we want to give somewhere. So we have to wash it properly. And purging means we have to press it water inside what of the lot of the bacteria or inside stomach. So we have doing the purging. We can remove all the waste and all. And the grading to do like what size or what length they are. We have to do the grading and the packing. We want to send it somewhere, we have to pack it. And the storage, it should have less moisture. If you want to transfer from one place to another place, so it should have some moisture stand. Then only it will be will survive or it will die. And the feed we have to purchase. You can do, if you want to, you can do it yourself, need the labor and the electricity for aeration purpose. And if we do it, and if you want to sell it somewhere, so you can sell it to the shrimp hatchery. They take polycate lot, they take, and the fishing bite market where they want to fishing, you can tell them to the. And the aquaculture feed companies who they are making the fish feed and the shrimp feed, you can give them and you can export also. From that, what we will get it from the high value product, low land requirement. We don't require much land. If we have a small FRP tank, in that also we can grow it. What are the application we can use it? Polykit we can give it polykit we can give it to the shrimp brood shrimp shrimp with the shrimp which is about to lay a lot of leg. We call it as the broodstock. You give the shrimp broodstock, we can give them as the feed polykit, and the fish larvae we can give for polykit. And Apart the aquaculture purpose, we can use it to pollinate as a bioremediation and water recycling, water waste which is present in that it can utilize. And in research purpose, we can use it for ecotoxicology, like what are the heavy metals which accumulate inside the body. And the climate change, we can use it using, because since the pollinate is an indicator to organic carbon and all, so we can check whether the area is very polluted or not. Based on that, we can study it. And the antimicrobial compound, since it has an antimicrobial compound, we can use it for biomedical purpose also. What are the challenges we face? Um, seed production. Seed production, we don't have a proper seed production, and the disease, since it is carry vector for disease, so disease control. And feed optimization, we don't know how much feed we have to provide them. And commercially scaling up, since still we are in the preliminary stage of culturing them, where don't have a proper technology to commercializing them. And future research, what with that polycate, what research we can do? No, selective breeding, specific species like Marfisa and the prairie areas we can pick, and we can do it the selective breeding. And we can improve it genomically, we can improve that. And biofloc technology, recently there is a biofloc technology which we can use it to culture the polychaete. And recirculation aquaculture system technology, which is we can use it to reduce the water level and improve their growth. It's substrate. If you want to standardize, we should have proper substrate, stock intensity, feed, and water quality. These all, if we check, then we can get it a proper survival rate. And what are the industry they take? If we commercially form it, shrimp hatcheries, they take, definitely they take a lot of polychaete. And other fishing industry they take, and the feed, who wants to make the feed, they take polychaete. And future, if we improve the technology what we have right now, we can get it a lot of growth. Like if we do the biofloc technology, if we use biofloc technology, we can improve the culture. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So the participants, if you have any questions or queries regarding the talk, you can ask in the chat box or raise your hand. Okay. I hope so. There is no questions, sir. So if you want to contact Dr. P. Achudan, sir, you can take the mail ID and contact number from the website and you can contact him directly. Thank you for your wonderful talk, sir. And regarding the next session, we have Dr. P. Marimuthu in the afternoon session on the topic on expert lecture on biostenosis of the mangrove ecosystem. And all the links for Ocean Quest quiz program has been given in the chat box. You can refer that. And those who are participating in that will get an e-certificate also. And all the upcoming events and programs or internships and workshops have been circulated in the social media for in Center for Ocean Research, and you can find all the details in social media platforms. And regarding the MSc Marine Biology program, we have launched the MSc Marine Biology program with the 2 years course period, and the eligibility for that is basic life science programs in BSc, and so whoever is willing to apply can apply now. And the admission is open now. Thank you. Regarding the charge sheets and requisition forms for Center for Ocean Research and NFCMR, you can find that also in the chat box. Thank you all. We can join in the afternoon session. Thank you.